his grandchildren. He talked about his grandchildren, how much he loves them. One is Tandy and the other is Gaddis. And I'm so glad to see Gaddis here. So when I said there are two, Tandy and then Gaddis and the other who in private conversations he just talked about, they were his family, those two. So come on up, please. Thank you so much. Let's give Gaddis a hand. And that Gaddis, actually before the Jamar Clark occupation, because Mel was like, I want you to meet these people. He just introduced me to everyone after Marcus was killed. He just wanted me to be connected to the community, and that's why I met Gaddis. So thank you, Gaddis, for speaking.
Ooh. Thank you so much for coming out, y'all. Give yourselves a round of applause. You could have been anywhere today. You could have been at the Broadway Open Street celebration, but y'all decided to come over here.
Nah, that's next week.
Or no, I'm sorry. Y'all could have been at Southside back in the day today. There's a huge celebration in Southside.
I'm going there after this.
I won't reiterate what anybody else said. Tandy Caesar did a very good job. Everybody did a very good job. I just want y'all to know life has been very difficult. We did not only lose Mel Reeves, we lost a beautiful brother in LA on top of it. His name was General Jeff. We lost a beautiful brother in New York. His name was Glenn Ford. All of them left within 6 months of each other. As a political being, a conscious being, I am hurt, y'all. We are going through something. I just want y'all to know that this work is tireless work. The energy that Mel had was second to none. Mel was always where he needed to be. And I want to challenge y'all to be like Mel. Tandy Caesar says often, what would Mel do? Mel would be there when he needs to be. He'll show up when he needs to show up. So I challenge y'all to not only show up when the cameras are on, but to show up when the cameras are off. People might not know me because I'm not a camera person. I've done a lot of work and I got depleted. And it's so easy to be depleted doing this work because you don't take care of yourself. And you have to take care of yourself if you are going to do this work. Kirk E. Washington Jr. said, yes, if you have not ate today, you have no business talking about the revolution. If you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not taking care of your home, your children, you do not deserve to be out here in these streets. I want to say that to y'all. I want to remind y'all to take care of yourself. Love on yourself. Learn yourself. Understand yourself so you can better understand others. The last thing that I want to say is we got a lot of fake, phony motherfuckers out here. Excuse my language. I'm so happy to be here with y'all last minute. But Mel Reeves was the only activist that showed up for the immigrant community. And I have a beautiful sister over here that does the work. And she told me how people out here talking, but Mel Reeves was one of the only people to show up. If you're gonna honor Mel, remember that Mel had a voice for the voiceless. I honor all of y'all. If y'all want to connect, ask me how you can find me. And thank you so much for continuing to do this work. The last thing that I'll say is big ups to Pastor Heron. He helped us to create the space to continue to meet up Tuesday at 6 p.m. Another name that I want to uplift because a lot of people on the mic don't. I don't know if it's because he was a young street pharmacist, but anybody who gets executed by the police department, their name needs to be held up. His name was Terrence Franklin. Can I hear y'all
say his name? Terrence Franklin.
Terrence Franklin was murdered by the Minneapolis Police Department May 10th, 2013. His name is nowhere almost. That bothers me because it
bothers me as well.
Because it was the murder of Terrence Franklin that got us to start coming in that basement. It was the momentum from us being tired of what happened from Terrence Franklin, the reason why we had the opportunity to uplift Jamar Clark. So let's never forget about that brother, Terrence Franklin. That young man was murdered on 27th and Bryant in broad daylight, and they murdered this young man with his arms in the air, y'all. Never forget his name. I love y'all. I respect y'all. It ain't over until we all win. Free them all. Justice for them all.
Right. Justice and peace.
We do have quite a few people, we're coming out. We've always been about solidarity and doing work, and we've had other groups out here as well. So just so thankful that we do have an opportunity to move in such a way. Next, Trainer Cruz. Go ahead.
Black lives
Matter.
Black lives
Matter.
Black lives
Matter.
Mel Reeves
Matter.
Mel Reeves
Matter.
Mel Reeves
Matter.
Marcos and Elijah
Matter.
Marcos and Elijah
Matter.
Marcos and Elijah
Matter.
Justin
Matter.
Justin Justin
Matters.
Cordell
Matters.
Cordell
Matters.
Cordell
Matters.
Cordell
Matters.
Abuka Sanders
Matters.
Abuka Sanders
Matters.
Abuka Sanders Abuka Sanders
Matters.
Marcus Golden
Matters.
Marcus Golden
Matters.
Marcus Golden Marcus Golden No doubt. We got Toussaint Morrison. He's gonna come up. He's been putting in a lot of work in. He gave me this speaker.
The other one that doesn't work. I gave you the one that's not working.
Oh, this one, man, but I was
It's
like,
your fault,
wow,
Toussaint.
that's a beautiful gift, man. I want to also thank Kim Handy Jones.
Yeah.
She's been giving headstones and helping out families of stolen lives all across America, so continue to lift her up. We just got a big movement here in Minnesota and across the nation that lifts each other up. And we're going to continue to lift each other up instead of tearing each other down, because that's what family do. All right? So give a big round of applause to Toussaint Morrison.
Do what you do, my brother.
Thank you, Trainer. Was 2020 in the summer, and a protester in Seattle had been run over by a car on the highway while protesting for George Floyd, and the name was Summer Taylor. And for some reason I felt called to put together a protest for Summer Taylor in the streets of uptown Minneapolis, where we went to the site where Terrence Franklin was killed, murdered, and we went to Lisa Bender's house, and we went to different spots around the city.
Yep.
And before we could get going, I got a phone call from a random number. I didn't know the number, and I picked it up, and it was Mel. And he said, "Hey brother, I need your help with something." And his grandson had just passed away tragically and untimely. And he said, "I'm in the midst of grieving the loss of my grandson. And I need you to lead chants for the Mother's March going to the Capitol." And at the Mother's March, if you remember, Monique, everybody that was there, was hundreds of black people, primarily black women, there unified and marching to grieve the loss of their sons, daughters, children that had been taken by police. And that was Mel in a nutshell. I didn't know his number, he knew mine. He reached out to me right at the right time and asked me to lead something I felt I had no business leading at the time. And then later on, after certain get-togethers like this, I would get a little nudge on my shoulder and say, "Hey brother, can you give me a ride home?"
Yep. Yep.
I give you a ride home. And we would drive home, and we would take the long way,
I still know.
Olsen Memorial Parkway, do some, laps around his block. And at the end, we would be chopping it up the whole time. And at the end of it, he'd say, "Man, we really need to chop it up soon, brother." And in my mind, I'm like, "We just did." And that happened at least half a dozen times.
That's
And
Mel.
that was our meeting spot. And that was Mel. He always made the time. He always had the right words to say. He helped me through a moment in my life that felt absolutely terrifying, that felt horrifying. And he sat with me on the phone for at least an hour and just talked me through it. And it felt awful. And there are moments, I know that everybody here at some point in some time has felt absolutely, unforgivingly alone. And he was the one that would show up and let me know that I'm not. And then a year ago, when Bob Fletcher and his boys run off teenagers off the road,
Yeah.
a lot of people can speak to this 20 years ago, 30 years ago, when they lost a loved one to police brutality. You felt alone. Because there wasn't a whole lot of community that was gathering like they are now. And that's no indictment on the past, but it's just Look around you right now. These are your people. And when Marcos and Elijah got effectively murdered by the Ramsey County Sheriff's Department and the Maplewood Police Department, Tashira was there. I didn't even know what it was all about. But they pulled up, and Marcos Paramo's mother was right here, was inconsolable. But there was community around her. And then the same thing happens. We all gather. Law enforcement connects over there. And we go and grieve the loss of somebody that was taken way too early. And I know for sure that Mel would have been there too. Come on. I know that he would have been there.
Yes. Yeah, he would.
Anytime that you're going through a hard time, you got to know that Mel is there with you.
Yeah,
it is unbelievable that
definitely.
man is gone right now. Yeah. I do not believe it that he has left this earth. I know that he is walking with each and every one of us. I know that for fact. And the other thing that Toddy said at his memorial, at his celebration of life, was give them flowers while they're here.
Yep. All right now. Say that.
I've been seeing this brother for the past 2 years show up to damn near every single event to stand by and hold it down.
Come on. Yeah.
Soft-spoken, rarely says a word, but Lee is here.
That's right. Come on. Yeah.
Before I was even showing up to this,
Or as I call
right
them,
here
protection.
had a sign that said economic justice.
Yes.
And I had to ask him about it. It was on another level. It wasn't just police brutality. It was a different level, reparations. When I stepped up to the podium because I felt called to do it that Sunday after Floyd had been murdered by the MPD, who was hosting it? It was Monique Cullens-Doty, standing right there on the mic with a speaker no bigger than this to an audience of thousands.
Oh,
and
yeah?
on that same day was Kim Handy Jones, somewhere around here.
Yeah.
Talking that good shit
That part.
to the National Guard
That's Miss
standing
Kim.
on the front steps of the Capitol. And they had to switch out places because they were sweating so much. Meanwhile, Kim
I was
Handy
at the
Jones
one. I
giving them the work,
was the one
and they had to
downtown
switch
where we
out
went
the
on the
bathroom breaks
expressway
because they've never
bridge.
been spoken to like that by a black woman, but they needed to. I think every law enforcement officer needs to be spoken to like that at some point in their life by Kim Handy Jones, and she should be getting paid to do it.
Yes.
And then there were the marshals that were there as well. That were there standing by, shutting down the streets, making sure everything worked safely, gracefully, and could move about its business. And on January 6th, when I got the phone call from Nakima in the morning, she said, I gotta tell you about Mel.
Right.
I still can't
Remember she
believe it.
inboxed me that day about
But
that.
I wouldn't have wanted to hear that news from anybody else other than Nakima. And that was the community that this man created. That was the business he was about. He knew everybody. He forgave everybody. He forgot and he moved on, and he was an example. And nobody will ever be able to fill his shoes, but damn it, we can try hard right now.
I can't even do it.
If any of us wind up being half the activist that he was, that would be a life fulfilled for me.
Yes.
So give the flowers while they are here, okay? While they are here, while we are here, give them to your people. We may not agree, we may have pasts, we may have some type of grievance with each other, but give the flowers. I love each and every one of y'all. Thank you. Justice for Mel Reeves. Justice for Mel Reeves. Rest in power, brother. Black lives
Matter!
matter.
Matter!
I remember when we passed the reparations first resolution in St. Paul. Mel used Insight News to give us a big platform to talk about it. He wrote articles about it, but he also interviewed us.
Oh, he's with
and
the
when
spokesman
he became
recorded.
editor or spokesman, or when he was doing that work, he gave a lot of people a lot of us who usually wouldn't get heard. He gave us a platform so we could get our stories out. We got Deborah Watts from the Emmett Till Foundation.
Hey, Deborah.
She's going to come up and give us a report on
Emmett Till's cousin.
honor.
Standing here
in the absence, can you hear me? Standing here in the absence of a person that stood for everybody, that spoke for everybody, that had an opportunity, walked through doors, walked through places where he may not have been welcomed, but made a difference, and his presence was known. And that was who? Mel Reeves. Repeat after me.
Mel Reeves.
So we stand here because he's not able to stand here
I already know he
physically
would be with us
with
right
us
now.
at this moment. But this is what happens when our loved ones ascend at the hands of violence, racism, prejudice, white supremacy, and police violence. We're standing here today on the shoulders of the mother of Emmett Lewis Till, a 14-year-old who was brutally murdered and lynched in 1955, 67 years ago. We are standing because we're asking for accountability. We'll never get the justice that we all deserve. But we're also standing because we do connect the past to the present and the future. Unfortunately, Terry, show the back of that t-shirt with the names of the lives that have been stolen. We stand in solidarity with each and every one of you, those loved ones like Marcus Golden, those loved ones like Cordell Handy, those loved ones like Justin Heiden, those loved ones with the mothers that are here and the tears that they shed. Sometimes when they walk by you and they don't speak, they can't. Sometimes when you have a rally and they don't show up, they can't. Sometimes they're in their own pain. And we are standing here. I didn't want to speak because we've been speaking for 67 years and nothing has happened. But when we asked us to be here, and I wanted to be here to be in solidarity with all of you, we are asking, just so you know, in general, and if there's any doubt in your mind, there was a warrant that was found in the basement of the Ford County Courthouse. You will read the reports and it will say that it was found by some researchers. You're looking at two of them.
Listen!
We are not researchers.
Yeah.
We are family members that are searching for justice, demanding justice and accountability. Also with us was a filmmaker by the name of Keith Beauchamp. His movie's coming out in October called Till. And
Gonna get my ticket.
Melissa Ernest from Drew, Mississippi, or Grenada, Mississippi. And then
Take my daughter
Terry's
to see
fiance,
it till
Kelly Rashid,
she needs to
actually
see it.
found the warrant. Okay? So listen, you can do that too. Do not give up. Do not give up the demand. Do not give up looking at people in the face that are responsible for your loved ones' murders and deaths and the racist behavior that is happening. And those that are wrongly incarcerated as well, you know, all of this has a long chain, doesn't it? It connects from the past to the present and the future. So from generations to generations, our trauma is real, y'all. It's real. No one can deny it. We need help. We had a bill called HF 2586 called the Emmett Lewis Till Victims Recovery Program. We're going to bring that back up next session. They didn't have the courage to pass it this time. But
Try again here then.
Terry Watts, my daughter, along with my grandsons, I have 5 grandchildren, we're standing in their stead. And we're standing on the shoulders of these mothers as well that have lost loved ones. I'm a cousin of Emmett's. Our great-grandfathers were brothers. But we're here, though, today because of Mel Reeves and the families of those that have lost loved ones. So thank you very much. God bless you all. Terry, I don't know if you wanted to say anything. She doesn't? I'm sorry. But I'll also just remind you, Justice for Emmett Till, and we do have a petition. Okay,
Thank you. I didn't want to talk for
I could
But
always.
we do have a petition. If you want to join us on this fight, because let me tell you, it's connected to everybody. If we don't get justice for Emmett, we're not
Please
able
sign.
to get justice and accountability for others. So we need you to join us, along with the Gen Zs, the teens, and others. We will show up wherever you ask us, in your homes, in your churches, in your places of business. We will share our story and our journey. But right now, if you want to text Emmett, E-M-M-E-T-T, to 243-725, you will join our Justice for Emmett Till journey. And this is also justice for all of them, all the stolen lives. So God bless you. We love you. And we stand on your shoulders and we cry and are in pain with the other mothers and relatives and family members that are standing here. Oh, text Emmett, E-M-M-E-T-T, to 243-725. 243-725.
Oh, man,
Thank you
it's
very much. Thank you.
terrible when I'm not going live.
Stand up for just a second. It was important. I wanted to speak because I know that what happened at Emmett Till impacted Mel Reeves greatly. And I know he wrote about it,
Yes.
and
Even
he
though it was 2 years
definitely
before he was
will
born.
be standing with you and making that call for justice. So I know he's passionate about justice for Emmett Till. So thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Okay, next. No stranger to the movement, Tashira Garway Allen.
There she
So Tashira
Barbie,
is
who's
still
baby?
standing
Or
after what St. Paul Police did to her fiance. She was a mother of a young child. She was over 13
assisted by
years
another
ago,
miss.
when she had a lawyer who the St. Paul Police would not turn over any information. When they told her that there was no video footage, when she had done data practice requests multiple times over the years, when CUAPB helped her with data practice requests, then all of a sudden, St. Paul Police comes up with a clear video of what happened to Justin Tyler. Not only did they just happen to have the video right before St. Paul former police chief Axel was retiring. So on his way out, he said, I'm just going to try and clean this up for one of the deadliest departments in the country.
Yep.
They made this video, right? And I can tell you right now, they've altered, in my nephew's case, they've altered the 911
As they
call,
usually
the
do.
audio. They will change whatever they want to change. So I wasn't surprised when I saw a video showing that, oh, Justin went into a dumpster and then the truck picked him up. If they had this video, they would have shown her that when he got killed. Listen! If they had that video, they would have turned it over to the lawyer and said, you don't have a case. He died in the dumpster. If they had that video and that video was legitimate, she would know. After all the data practice requests. You know, when you have CUAPD working on data practice, the police know that they don't play.
That's the family.
CUAPD does not play around. But it never came up until Axel was about to retire. And what's he do? An interview with right-wing media. And
Yep.
they said, gee, I wonder if there's a video about Justin Tyler. Let me reach out to St. Paul Police about it. I just woke up in my dream and I believe there's a video.
Yeah, there they go again.
don't have
Their
it.
right-wing
So
goofies.
now we've got this doctored film, this Hollywood edited version. It's like if you believe Transformers are real, you can do anything on film, right? So she's still standing strong in spite of the ridiculous backlash from that video. And anyone who calls themselves an activist and believe the police, you're not an activist. You need to sit down and begin to
That part.
understand who the police are and the tactics that they use. But one thing people need to stop doing is
That's
trying
why I
to
say fuck
discredit
12.
Tashira Garway Allen as a real
They
activist
foul.
and an impacted family. Because that video is some BS. It is some BS. So I'm here to stand with Tashira, with her, and against anyone who has something else to say about it. Not hard to find. I'm out here. So y'all step off Tashira. because she is genuine.
Show is.
And I'm telling you, she's like,
She's the truth.
okay, she popped up with a banner for Cornell Handy. I did it. Oh, I brought a banner. She had it. I had banners. She's bringing banners, and she's doing everything that she can. She's like, I'm gonna send you a check so we can get some stuff for this event. She is putting her heart and her actions into work ever since she started coming out. And we need to support her. You talk about giving someone their roses? Give her roses. Give her roses. Stop giving her those lies and conspiring with the police. If you can't figure out how the police move, particularly St. Paul police, you know, also Justice for Ronald Davis.
Yes.
You know that video was some mess. We talked to eyewitnesses.
It was some
who were
straight
just
bullshit.
ready to come forward. Credible eyewitnesses. Eyewitnesses with political connections. Older white people. Okay? They would have believed them, but they were too afraid to come out. The woman who had the video for Ronald Davis would actually have it.
Yeah, they need to grow a spine.
So if it collaborated with the police show, he would have released that home footage video. So we know that St. Paul police. You can't believe what you hear. You can't believe what you say. What they say. What you see. You just can't. They will manipulate and change things.
I don't believe shit they say.
I encourage you to keep standing strong. Thank you for being the
Not be any police.
supporting families. United States Police. Brutality. She has truly filled a void that was needed in the community. And so, not only did it touch her with her nephew, but it also, her fiance, it also touched her with Marcos and Elijah, who are friends of her son, tragedy by the police department again. So I'm going to allow Tashira.
Yeah, that's coming up in 2 weeks. I was actually giving that brother, but of course you can have one.
And just welcome Tashira. Keep standing strong. Don't worry about the mother folk. When I see you, I'll check on. We're gonna have another problem. We're gonna post on Facebook. Rah, rah. Well, sing it to my face, not on Facebook.
Thank you so much, Monique. Monique is someone that, when I first came forward with Justin's story,
It's windy.
actually held the first. She actually held. Oh, sorry. I should be behind
Yeah.
that.
Right.
Be nice. I gotta be nice. So when I first came forward with Justin's story, Monique was the first person to ever hold. What was that? At that time, I think it was 10 years. In 10 years, she was the first one to ever hold a rally for Justin, and that's because when Justin was killed, our family was very afraid to come forward because of the stalking and the harassing. And then we were fighting to get the footage, and they wouldn't give our family the footage. They wouldn't let us see the footage. And then when they did let us see the footage, it blanked out when they caught him, because he didn't run. But when they caught him on foot, in that moment, the video goes blank. And so the police do not care what the family knows. They care what the mass community knows. They care what the world knows. And so I'm very grateful for Monique, because I watched her, and that's what gave me the courage and the strength to do what I do now. By watching her just stand up, this little small lady, she used to have that speaker. She'd be rolling with it, with her microphone.
Yeah,
but that really
slender.
uplifted me, and that really gave me the courage by watching Monique's Call Your Doty. And so I am very grateful for the movement family. I pray that we continue to stick together. I pray that we do not be divided. I pray that if we have ups and downs,
The
and
people
we have
united
disputes,
will never be
and
defeated.
we have things that might hurt each other's feelings at times, I pray that we can talk it out. I pray that we can hug each other and understand the bigger enemy at large, because our loved ones need us to do that. Even if I want to be mad at somebody, I can think about Justin, and I can think about Cordell, and I can think about Marcus, and all of the other families, and I can think about the people that are behind bars serving time for sentences they don't deserve. And that right there softens my heart and helps me to understand I can't be upset at this person because I need to work with this person. I need to fight with this person. This person is not my enemy. The real enemy is the people that lock up somebody for something they didn't do or murdered somebody on the street for no reason. That's my real enemy and all of our enemies. And we have to stick together through this. I know that we say this over and over and over, but when we say the Assata speech, think about the words. We have a duty. We have a duty to fight for our freedom. As a right, as a human being, the people that cannot speak for themselves, that are locked behind those prisons' walls, the people that are lost their lives, we have a duty to stand for them. We have a duty to win. We must love and support one another. We must do this. We must love and support one another because we have nothing to lose but our chains. We really don't have nothing to lose but the chains and the shackles that they have put on us or tried to put on us mentally and spiritually, financially and emotionally. We have nothing to lose but those chains. And so I just want the activists to know that did take on the police narrative for Justin's story. You pay attention to what they did to George Floyd. And you can see how they tried to cover that up in the beginning, but there was social media that stopped them. That's the same way they did for Cordell and for Marcus and for Justin and for Jafford and for Kobe. They was trying to cover up Dante Wright.
Yes.
Had not Jelani and Nakima and myself and Michelle and a whole bunch of us went over there to Brooklyn Center and demanded that they release the video footage. We demanded that. And so if we watch them do it in one case, why would they not do it in another case?
Tell that.
And you cannot call yourself a true activist and genuine in heart and be taking on the police narrative and pushing that just because you're angry at another activist. You can be angry at somebody without attacking their dead loved one. You can be angry at somebody without disrespecting them and slandering them. You can tell them, I'm hurt by whatever you did, but I still love you and we still fight together. Because no matter what we do, we're supposed to be able to go out there and stand side by side and march and tell them no more. No more. So I love you all. I thank you all for continuing to come out. All of you that are still here, for continuing to stand up for what you believe when the cameras are on, when the cameras are off. Thank you for continuing to show up for our families because we need all the support. Today is the day that Marcos Paramo lost his life. This was my son's best friend. The officers shot at the back of the vehicle. There's bullet holes in the back of the vehicle. They can't tell me that they didn't shoot at the back of the car. They was holding the kids at gunpoint.
Police lie so
While
much.
they're throwing up blood. They said they didn't chase the kids. There was video footage that showed them right behind chasing the kids. And we have that family here today. The mother of Marcos Paramo, Tanya Giles. And I would love to call Tanya Giles up to say a few words. Thank you. And also, we're releasing some balloons for the children. Also, Elijah Thomas was also in the vehicle. There was 6 kids. 2 kids lost their life in this police chase, and that's Elijah Thomas and Marcos Paramo that lost their lives, and we need these police chases to stop. There's no vehicle or no property that's worth a human life. And so we will have Tanya Giles. Thank you.
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
My name is Tanya Giles. My son, Marcos Paramo, was killed by law enforcement a year to this day. I wanted to say to all the supporters and all the activists that I am so thankful that you guys do what you do and you are who you are, because I wouldn't probably be here today if I didn't have all you and all your support. It means so so much. What the sheriff was saying is law enforcement tries to cover up anything possible. Little did they know that yesterday, September 2nd, I have 2 children that were born on September 2nd. Every year we have a tradition, we go to the state fair. Last year, Sheriff Fletcher invited our family to the fair personally with him. So we were at the fair last year with Bob Fletcher, personally. My son was with him personally. You don't hear about that in the media, do you? You just hear about these kids that are juvenile delinquents that are out driving in stolen cars, chasing police, doing this, doing that. Okay, there was 6 kids in that car. They had something against the driver so bad. The driver's mother's here, and she's a good friend of mine, Patty, who's come up here. They went to her house 4 days before this accident.
Well, it's windy.
Because the police had chased her son in this car. And she asked them, please, hold him accountable. If you know it was him, arrest him, take him. If you're for his life and whatever, they chose not to. He had no juvenile record. The car was parked at the high school that Friday, a year ago today. The school security officer called the sheriffs and said that the car was there. So they got there and they seen the car empty. They could have towed it. The right thing to do, right?
Yeah.
But their hate and their evilness wanted so bad to arrest this child for felony fleeing of police because he had no juvenile record, you know, he made a bad choice, whatnot. They watched all 6 kids get in that car until it drove off and then tried to chase it. They wanted a juvenile, a 15-year-old kid who made a bad choice. So bad. It's not like he murdered anybody, he killed anybody. But they did try, because I went to the police department the next day and asked for the police reports. And a police officer that wasn't even on duty was talking to me. And he told me, well, you know, they hijacked the car at gunpoint, which was a total lie. They found the keys at the football game a few days before, went out to the parking lot, clicked the clicker, and had the car. So for them to keep fabricating stories to make the community believe that these kids were so bad, stone cold killers, murderers. You didn't hear nothing about Bob Fletcher having my son at the fair the day before, did you?
Nope.
Nobody. He was personally devastated, that's all. But since then, a year ago today, after the accident, I haven't heard from Bob Fletcher one time. I've even reached out to Shira, and I have even reached out to sit down so I can have some answers, some clarification. Do you think he responded? No. I live in a community where there's people come from poverty, from homelessness. They're already been through hell. So you can imagine what their kids go through. These cops intimidate these kids daily. They harass them. They make them feel like they're less than, like they're nobody. They pick on them constantly. It's been happening forever since I've lived there, and probably longer than that. I had a conversation with one of the employees at my housing complex 2 days ago, and we had a my son just turned 15. August 26th. And we had a big birthday party for him. Well, the employees at my place of residence, they had some family members with them. And one of the employees had their mother there.
There's John
And
Thompson.
she was out in front of the building.
Hi, John.
Waiting for her.
Oh, see me.
And she told me my mom was so mad. They know that there's kids in our community, tons of kids. A lot of them are unsupervised at times. They wander off, you know, but we're a community. We all help each other out. We all support each other. We're all there for each other. She said that her mother saw 3 police squads
John, I got this shirt so I can buy me one.
fly doing about 80, 90 miles per hour down the street in front of my place of residence. She said they did not have one ounce of care for anybody that was in their way, because they know who lives there. They know that they're unfortunate already. They know they're low class. They treat them like they're nothing. Like, these are little kids. If you are a human being and you have no compassion, zero compassion for a child, you need to be in hell. You don't deserve to be here on earth. And it's sad. And it's sad that us parents know, and these kids, half the time they're being disrespectful and acting up because what the police have shown them and made them feel. I've had conversations before my son died with the police department, telling them, for 45-minute conversation, that you're approaching these kids wrong. They've already been through enough. I mean, all they need is a little love, compassion, and attention. You guys are making their lives way harder. Try going outside, throwing a football to one of them. Try having a conversation with them. Try to jump rope with one of them. I bet you'll get a lot further. I bet you their feelings towards you would be a lot different. But no, they walked out of my house that day. They played with the kids for about 20 minutes, and the kids, I mean, they enjoyed it. They were respectful. They liked that time. And then that was that. Then they go right back to being terrible, horrible, non-compassionate, don't give a shit less. If they hurt a kid, if they kill a kid, even if they're innocent, they don't care. I have not talked to one law enforcement since my son's death. Not one. Not one. Oh, excuse me. The other night I did. All the kids in the community were playing with their Orby guns. Nothing wrong. In front, there's 5 parents sitting outside. 6 squads pull up, harassing the kids again. Oh, they told us 4 different stories. 4 different stories. Oh, well, we heard that the guys were shooting the Orby guns at cars going by. All the kids were right here. There's 5 parents telling me. Why should it take 5 parents to get the same story about what our kids were doing and not doing? Oh, well, they were shooting it at the laundry room, at the laundromat. They were shooting inside the laundromat, over at the laundromat. I've had it. One of the other parents, come on, take a walk with me. Walk over to the laundromat. Not one Orby, not one Orby BB, not one on the sidewalk, outside, in the driveway, none. So you guys are harassing these kids, putting them through more. They lost their best friend. You just killed their best friend a year ago. Since then, you have not shown any compassion, any disregards to what you did, and you're still continually harassing this. We have to stick together, and I'm sorry that I was late. It's a really hard day for me, but we all, okay. No matter what the situation is, we all have to try to come out here and fight and fight and fight together every day for each and every one of the loved ones that we've lost, everyone that's been killed by law enforcement, everybody who continues. We have to do something to stop it. And if we all just dwindle off and don't stick together and, you know, okay, our time has passed, you know, it's been this long. No, we have to continue every day as much as we can to stick together and fight for the right, for human life.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tanya. Thank you. It takes a lot of courage to be out here after, with today being the actual day that you lost your 14-year-old child. So we're very grateful that she was able to even get the words out today. It means a lot. And so now we're getting ready to just release these balloons on behalf of Marcos and Elijah, the 14 and 15-year-old that lost their lives on this day last year at the hands of police here in Minnesota. It was the Maplewood Police, it was the Sheriff's Department, even the St. Paul Police showed up. And they all work together to do their cover-ups, and they don't care if it's children involved. It just doesn't even matter. But we will release these 2 Dove balloons for the sake of the children and the lives that were stolen, Marcos Paramo and Elijah Thomas. And the yellow balloons.
Yeah.
But the 2 doves represent Marcos and Elijah.
You might want to come over here.
Yeah, the trees should move over.
It'll go for
Right.
Let's get the balloons.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
want
move
to
up.
come up. Maybe
Wait, y'all kids right here.
But I got the yellow balloons. It's like the sunshine.
Right. Yeah, nice.
Oh, these are my,
Nice bright yellow ones.
Brothers are here. Okay.
Right here. This has been coming up in 3 weeks.
Balloons are yellow because you know what? The sun will shine again. It's hard that
I
first
already
year
gave you
and it's
one.
awful. But you know, God promised us healing. That
Right here, and I already know.
bindeth up the brokenhearted and healeth their wounds. So we just stand at His word. So on the count of 3, let's say their names. 1, 2, 3.
Marcos and Elijah. Oh, they're all, it seems like they're all going in the tree though.
Beautiful thing.
A couple names.
Staying with us.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful thing.
Well, the white one's over there. The dove one. Oh, there's another one in
I
the.
just had one other thing to say. About 2 weeks ago,
I'll tell you something.
Toshira had an event at the governor's mansion for her fiance Justin,
Yep.
and it was so amazing. After the end of it, there was a rainbow in the sky, and I told her, Toshira, he knows. He wants you to know he's here. He's so thankful for how hard you fight for him and the things you do for him. And she looked at it and she was crying. Marcos turned 15 last Friday. And there was so many friends that showed up. There was over probably 150 people. And it melted my heart because I knew right then and there how special and what a mark that he made on our community. And how much love he had. How many real friends he had. We had a good time. In the middle of that party, over our community, from and
I'll also give you this.
biggest, and it was true. He wanted us to know that he's us still.
I can put one on my phone as well.
Is still there for all of us. That's all I wanted to say. They are still here with us, whether you believe it or not. They are, and they have their ways of showing it in their thankfulness and their love. Thank you.
Thank you.
Where are you?
Name.
Marcos from.
Say his name.
Marcos from.
Say his name. Elijah Thomas. Say his name.
Elijah Thomas.
Say his name.
Elijah Thomas.
Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. All right. Okay. My brother King D, who is always out here making sure that our true stories are told, that the truth comes out about what's going on in the community. He's here today and he would like to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you everybody for coming out. This is so amazing.
AKA Mr. Listen.
Thank you all for showing up for our brother Mel Reed, an amazing just journalist. This brother was way just amazing for what he did. And just by knowing Mel Reed, I know he would do research. So I wanted to make sure I did some research when it came to what's going on with our young youth being tragically killed doing these high-speed races, chases with the police officers. Statute 609-487 indicate the Minneapolis police officers, along with the St. Paul police officers, are supposed to refuse to doing high-speed chases in residential areas. Also, Dr. Nakima Levy-Armstrong, along with Racial Justice Network, came out with a data in 2021 indicating and the concerns about our youth being tragically killed.
It is windy here.
Chases. I just want people to pay attention and do researches and understand what's going on. Our youth are at risk. They don't have anything to do. There's no researchers or no outlets for them. A lot of different races have different outlets. They're able to do this and do that, but African American people always get the short end of the stick. Our brother Trey Cruz, he always talk about reparations, and that means a lot. If we got any type of reparations, a lot of African American children will be flying off right now. We're struggling abysmally. But I just wanted to say that. I just wanted you all to know about our youth are being tragically killed and targeted on an alarming rate. So please, y'all, just thank you all for showing up. This means the world to our brother Mel Reed and all the other people who have lives has been stolen with this police are not being held accountable. Thank you all for showing up. I'm gonna give it back to my sister Monique.
She over there.
Hey, we got a. Oh, I'm sorry. Next, we got family. We're gonna do the families of those wrongfully incarcerated and overcharged. We've got Marvina, the brother of Marvin Haynes.
Got Alyssa over there.
I saw someone else.
Good friend of mine.
Was there somebody else you see from your group?
Yeah, I was like, Alyssa, I see you over there. I'm like, yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Marvina Haynes. I'm the sister of Marvin Haynes, who has been wrongfully incarcerated for the last 18 years for a murder that he didn't commit. I'm also starting my own organization, Minnesota Wrongfully Convicted Judicial Reform. My brother Marvin's absence has greatly affected my family. My children has lost the opportunity to be raised with a strong Black role model. Our community has lost a positive role model. Marvin has lost the opportunity to be a community member and bring his own children in the world by a corrupt judicial system. And we as a community cannot continue to let this happen. How many of our family members are innocent or overly sentenced, men and women that sit behind the walls of the prisons, missing out on opportunities due to all of the injustices of the justice system? Our communities are suffering. Our children are suffering. These families are suffering. My family is suffering. I ask everyone here, why are these things happening in our community? When Minneapolis came to my mother's home and woke Marvin up at the age of 16 in 2004 on a curfew warrant, they gave him life in prison for a crime the evidence showed that he did not commit. How many other juveniles in our community right here in Minneapolis has been overly sentenced or wrongfully convicted?
Too many.
How many juveniles right here in our community have this happened to?
Too many.
They are literally erasing generations of minority people. History right here in our community with mass incarceration. How do we continue to let this happen to our community? I ask that again. How do we as a society continue to let this happen to our community? Marvin lost to our family, destroyed our family. Our family migrated here from the south for a better situation. We have uncles in our family who was deprived schooling and other things with the slavery that led to mass incarceration. So I want to know from everyone, how do we as a community hold the judicial system accountable for the things that they're doing to affect our generations? The loss that they have caused to the families who are affected by the injustices of our judicial system. I would tell, sorry guys. Okay. How do we hold the judicial system accountable? How do we rebuild our community with our community? I would tell you about the movement to mass incarceration. It started way back with slavery. Nothing really changed with that. They just covered up and changed words to make it seem as we as a people were free, but we have never been free. They took the chains off our necks and put them around our wrists and entrapped our people with the mass incarceration. Stand with me, with my family and other families in our community. We have to save our community. My family is calling for a review of all of Amy Crummershaw cases from the year of 2000 to 2006.
Yes.
The review is.
I know about my aunts, but there's several others.
The review is being called because we have proof with the Mayam Burrell case that Amy Crummershaw came in and affected brown people of our community and also my brother Marvin Haynes. So we have two cases right here in Minneapolis where there has been corruption, misidentification, and a long list of other things. And if, with Amy's position, if she wants to clear her name, we're asking that she calls for this review. Before I became actually activist, with the trauma of my brother, I had to heal myself, I had to heal my mind, and then I had to find the strength to fight. So I was one of the people who also voted Amy in. And because she has my vote, because she had my vote, I feel that it is best that she because Amy had my vote, I feel that accountability must be had. If she did her job the way that policies and procedures were supposed to be done, we are willing to stand with her. But the only way for us to find out exactly what was going on in the 4th precinct from 2000 to 2006 is to call for a review of all the cases. I also have with me today my children, Janaea Lee and Juliana Williams, and they would like to say a poem for their uncle, Marvin Haynes, who has been wrongfully incarcerated for the last 18 years.
Roses are red, violets are blue. My uncle should be free just like you.
Thank you all so much. My name is Marvina Haynes. My brother, again, is Marvin Haynes, and we are asking everyone here to stand with us in this fight to help bring Marvin home. Again, Marvin case and Mayan Burrell case had the same prosecutor, the same whole party. So if we can fight to bring Mayan Burrell home, we also need to fight to bring Marvin home, and also all of the other juveniles, wrongfully convicted or overly sentenced people. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. And I apologize, I didn't give you the introduction you deserve. I got a little distracted. So I wanted to make sure that we had the wrongfully incarcerated and overcharged here in Solidarity, because that's what Mel did. Mel talked about the mass incarceration system. It was very important to him. And I met this sister here out at a protest. She had a sign for her brother, and his picture, I actually thought he was someone else, like a celebrity or something. I was like, when did he get locked up? Wait a minute. And so then she told me about her brother. I was like, oh, Amy Klobuchar. Oh, no. We already knew what time it is.
Right.
So thank you for coming and speaking. Where can they go? What's the Facebook site or webpage? She's got it laid out. You can see the person wanted, they had a completely different hair style than even her brother. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's another hit job, just like Mayan Burrell. And so we definitely need to make sure that not only that all these cases are reviewed, because the evidence and the statistics are already there, but Amy Klobuchar needs to be held accountable. She needs to go to prison. Oh yeah, Mike Freeman. Oh yeah.
Yeah, fuck Freeman.
And just real quick, keeping in line with Mel Reeves, he was against the capitalist system. So we know that the Democrats and the Republicans are advocating for this super capitalism that leads to mass incarceration. We know that Joe Biden, Amy Klobuchar, and a lot of other Democrats rode into office off the Black Lives Matter movement. Yet, they put out $350 billion for policing. Us as Black Lives Matter activists, or whoever, we should never be afraid to say defund the police. We should always continue to demand a fair share of the Minnesota budget, whether it's at the state level or the local level. When we look at a pie, if you look at the budget in Minneapolis, if it was like a piece of pie, Minneapolis
could just take over then.
Would have the piece of the pie.
Hi, my brother.
Look here in St. Paul Police Department is going to have the biggest piece of the pie. We feel like the pie should be divided up for prevention services, to our rec centers.
Monique, you got it?
To our after school.
Mike had to go, so.
Year-round youth employment. All of the money should not go to the police. The Chicago Police Department is like $5 billion. New York Police Department is billions of dollars. Joe Biden got billions of dollars. But can't send nothing. He got money for war.
Say that, my brother.
So we want our fair share of budgets at the federal level.
It's just this wind here.
And at the local level. And we want to fund the police. And we're not afraid to say it. Black lives
matter. Matter.
We have Alyssa Walker. Give her a big round of applause.
Definitely got your back, my sister.
Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me? Yes. I am here from the Wrongfully Incarcerated and Over-Sentenced Families Council. We're newly founded, and we're a coalition of families who have loved ones, minors and adults, who have been charged for wrongful conviction or just simply over-sentenced. As we know, Black people are...
I should have just brought me a plastic bag quick with the shirt in there.
Far more harsher and longer sentence than white people. We all know that.
We already do.
And I wanted to mention is, we're not just here standing and fighting for our people, our wrongful convictions, and for other impacted families that have been gone through being killed on the streets by the police. And the thing I wanted to say is, even though someone may be convicted of a crime or maybe a criminal, does not give the police the right to kill us. You know, they actually... You see,
there's no death penalty in the state.
Just imagine how it is when no one's looking and they're behind bars. It's far more worse. You know, and I can't say it's far more worse. I don't don't mean to say that, but it's not coming. Again, we don't see what's going on in here. All we can know is what our loved ones are telling us. For example, my fiance, he recently got a new pair of shoes. Do you know the COs came and told him those shoes are too nice for you and took his shoes? Like how is that okay?
Like this woman just gave it to him.
They're treating them as if they're nothing at all. I don't care if you're guilty of the crime or if or if you didn't do the crime. We are all human beings. I want equality for all of us.
Keep that man with dignity.
Someone has done a crime. And not just the teenagers that are wrongfully convicted, the adults as well who are overly sentenced and wrongfully convicted. We are actually having an event September 18th at the Redeemer Lutheran Church in North Minneapolis. We're going to showcase Cornelius Jackson's case, and we're going to compare and contrast how this young man, never been in trouble at all with the law, was given life without parole just from being who he is in the community he's from. There's no evidence pointing towards any altercation he's had with the murder victims. And another thing I want to mention is our sympathy and our love is with the victim. We're not saying that we're just discrediting them at all. We just want to have fair sentences for all of our loved ones. And we're also going to be showcasing systematic injustice throughout all of Hennepin County.
Yes. And we will be there.
You can follow us at Free Cornelius Jackson on Facebook or the Wrongfully Incarcerated.
I will be going live there as well.
On Facebook as well. Also, we're all here today celebrating Mel Reeves. I never got the chance to meet him, but I actually have did some of my own investigation research on him. And I've learned that he was a great man. I hate that I wasn't able to meet him. I do know I did see him once at the governor's mansion back when everything was happening with George Floyd. But as far as being able to get to meet him, I never was given that opportunity. And I do appreciate you guys having us here, opening up this platform for us, because mass incarceration, I feel, has been swept under the rug. You know, these men are still here, and they're still breathing. Let's fight for them while they're still here and still breathing. You know, we really need that support from our community. You know, it's just a shame that it's still going on. And like Marvina mentioned, we are looking for a review from these years because we desperately need it. And Mike Freeman was right under Amy Klobuchar, and
yes.
He's just as corrupt as Amy Klobuchar. He learned what he knows from Amy Klobuchar. So let's keep that in mind. I do understand some of y'all might be distracted from behind us, but please focus your attention frontwards. That situation is being handled. And I do appreciate you guys all being here once again. And justice for all stolen lives. Free Corn, free Bobo, free Mayan, not free Mayan, free Marvin. And free all the rest of the brothers and sisters that's locked up behind bars right now, serving time that they do not deserve or just simply wrongfully incarcerated. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Next, we're going to have Les Lester, who is just a true historian. Just a phenomenal memory. He just goes back all the such and such civilizations from BC. And I'm like, oh my God, how did he do this? But I'm so thankful for Les Lester for being here.
That type. Very knowledgeable.
He shared his platform with me. And then Marcus first called, he said, hey, I got this man to do a reporting. I want you to talk about
I'll have to shoot him a friend with this. Les Lester.
I'm so grateful, always grateful for that. At a time when, I didn't have a platform. So thank you. So I'm so glad that you're here. And I think you and Mel have a lot in common. And I wish I could have
so he's a little something like Mel.
Hey, give yourselves a hand clap for being here today, showing the love. Give yourselves a hand clap. You could have stayed at home. I only talked with Mel 2 times. times and a couple of email correspondences. But from what I saw of Mel, he was totally committed. And when we think about so many people who died, just
Oh, I see John Thompson right there.
and so while we still have breath in our limbs, life in our limbs, breath in our lungs, we ought to know what we're doing today. So it's mass incarceration. Let us not forget Ollie North and Ronald Reagan and
The devil.
free drugs, transfer truckloads of drugs
And put it. And they put the drugs in the black community as well.
This mic is not clear, but I'm going to just try to keep my voice right where it is right now. It is time that we change the narrative. We are a much greater people than we realize. In early America, you had white indentured servants and you had black indentured servants. Our government, our schools are not teaching about the white slavery by the Irish that was going on at the same time. Okay, so the power's going out. But I'm going to give my card out, guys.
Oh, it's the power.
We need to change the narrative. The media knows it. If we have to go to these TV stations and knock the walls down,
Bowling.
we need to do that. Google. I'm going to just say this one last thing. Irish nail, a white woman who was enslaved in early America, just like the Slavic nations. And I don't have to go about Egypt, and I would love to tell you about the Hebrews, but I'm going to give you this card.
Yeah,
All
for that you just read the Bible.
We got to work on this.
Thank you so much. Okay, we have Kim. Hey, we got Native Lives Matter still. Kim Handy Jones. Such a surprise. Are you able to come up right now? You want to wait, Kim? You want to wait?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I just seen.
Wait, Gabe, are you able to come up? This is Paul Castaway's brother, or Tanya. Native Lives Matter.
Oh yeah.
Always
Oh yeah.
always out here with us, non-stop. So thankful for Native Lives Matter.
Hey, Gabriel.
Paul Castaway's brother. I've had the pleasure to meet his mother, and just beautiful people up in his white Christmas, Tanya.
Hey, Tanya.
Hi, everybody. My name is Gabriel Blackwell. I'm one of the lead organizers for Native Lives Matter, and I'm here representing my brother Paul Castaway, who was murdered by police in Denver, Colorado.
Our Native friends there.
Another year. We're going to keep showing up until, you know, our...
Yeah, we had something for him back in July.
You know, looked at. We're going to keep coming out no matter what. Keep coming out, showing up no matter what. We thank you guys.
Yeah, it was that same park I was at the other night for Jabari Rise.
Thank you guys.
When I say Paul, you say Castaway. Paul.
Castaway. Castaway. Castaway.
This is Paul. That's right. So we have we have some people that are going to speak. I think we're going to speak. Kim, can you come up now?
Where is Miss?
Manny Jones.
Where's Kim? Oh, there she. Oh, there she is.
I looked up and saw Kim.
I know seeing that shirt of Cordell on there.
But I don't ask him to come. I know she travels from so far. She travels for so much. So I know if she's able to make it, she can make it. And so I looked up and she surprised me, and I just don't even cry. Oh my goodness, Kim came out. So let's welcome Kim Handy Jones, mother of Cordell Handy, founder of Cordell Handy and Remembrance of Me Foundation. Let's give a hand for Kim.
Good afternoon. You know, I had plans on coming 2 weeks ago, but I almost told on myself 2 times when I was talking to Monique last night. At one point, I was like, yeah, where's it going to be? And I said, St. Paul, right? She said, St. Paul. I said, oh yeah, because I need to know when I come. And I stopped it right there. She didn't catch it. She didn't catch the second slip.
Yeah.
Yeah, real rare, right?
Yeah, that one I missed because I had to work that night. I was there in spirit. I went to the celebration the next day though.
But when we win, we gotta keep on fighting.
Big facts.
We have to keep on fighting.
Big
Until
facts.
victory has prevailed. And right now, it's not prevailing.
It's not, no.
Kids dying, more mothers crying, more fathers out here fighting. You know, this thing this is the real pandemic. Let's be clear. This is
And
the
I'm
real
a father
pandemic,
would
and it's wiping us out.
not like to
You got
experience
racist
that,
white
so of
people
course I'm
who
home.
have intent to kill us. There's a genocide. And then we out here killing each other.
That as well.
It has got to stop. I like to think that when all our ancestors was out there picking cotton and out there cooking and toiling in fields, it was for a purpose. It was for a reason. It was for to get us where we're at today. And just as surely as they can stand out there toiling in fields, because that could have not been easy. I can remember a story my mother asked me, did you ever pick cotton? She said, I picked cotton as a little girl. She said, it hurts your hands. She said my hands would be raw. And when I think about the work that Irma Jean Handy put in for me, and what her mother and father did for me, and what your ancestors did for us, we got to do better. We're so concerned. I heard a young lady say, people are fake and phony. And it's true. We see a lot of people that come, they go, they come, they go. But a lot of them are not meant to stay with us. And that's fine. And I always say, you roll with me, I'll roll right over you. But you will not stagnate me. You will not stop my boots from being on the ground. You do not get to deter whether or not I get up and put my boots on the ground. Only one person determines that. And you ain't the Almighty, so I don't even worry about that. But forget what you heard. Run to the Word. Run to the Word. God said that we should live and not die. Why are we dying, people? Why are we dying?
Ooh.
Just real quick. We too busy over here talking about this one, fighting that one.
I like that. Yeah.
Stay the course. So much life this kid has.
That's what that text I just got.
Knifed out within a blink of an eye. So much. And our kids are getting younger and younger. And we got to do better.
Oh, this not
because if we don't change, nothing changes. And if you won't change, then you have to be the change that you want to see.
Oh, they leaving now too.
You have to. But you can't keep
As
up
always,
with the
I'm
Joneses.
staying
I ain't trying, 'cause I'm
Orlando.
already one. I don't need to. You can't keep up with them. Do you. Stay in your lane. Stop worrying about what Monique Colors Doty doing or what she said. I can't be Monique Colors Doty. But she can't be Kimberly Handy Jones either. I can't be Trey Hearn. Cruz. I can't be King Demetrius Pendleton. I can only be who God called my hands to be. And that's the work that I do. And all of us got a purpose. We need to find our purpose, tap into it, and stay the course. Stay the course, people. Look around. How many of you got children at home? Why when I, this is the thing that really, it blows my mind. Why when I ask how many people got kids at home, people doing this? Do you got kids at home? Yes or no?
Got kids here now.
She the only one raised her hand right there. Well, so let me see them show of hands.
Well, I was going live, but yeah.
Wow. So you know
I got a
what
little
that
girl
tells me for the ones who got hands
back
down?
over there on
We
32nd
fight
and
for
Park.
seats that have not even gotten here. You better join it. You better join it. You want me out here fighting for your seeds? Hell, you need to be out here fighting for our seeds.
Definitely.
Because I'm not just fighting for Cordell and Marcus and all the other thousands, to name a few. This is collective all. I'm fighting for all of our children.
Big
I'm fighting for children that have not got here. And Marcus wasn't a father. Cordell wasn't a father. Marco wasn't a father.
For
Those are generations
Lando,
stolen
well, he
from
was a
us.
stepfather, but
We'll
yeah.
never know what our grandkids, nieces, nephews, may look like. We will never know. But if you out here, you boots on the ground, you have an opportunity to see what yours will look like. So what we're giving you today and every day when we out here putting our lives on the line, you getting a gift from the gifted. So keep your boots on the ground, people. Stay the course. Stay the course. And remember, God loves you.
Boots on the ground. We here to shut this shit down. I'm in more marching now.
Yeah, I'd already plotted and planned. Monique and Trey Hearn every Friday during the Stolen Lives event banquet that I put on over here in honor of my son. They do the rally on Fridays when the families come in, and I am just so grateful.
And I attend that every year.
King D, along with Louis,
2019.
and Typee and Brixton Hughes. Man, I love you all. I love you too, brother. I don't know you,
Louis
but
can
I
make
love what you're doing.
Right.
And they do that for me. And you know what? It's just one less thing my board and I have to do. Katie and Amelia, board members right here, raise your hand. I love you ladies. All right. I love you all.
I see y'all. I see y'all too.
I try to be nice. You know what? They know, you know what? I really do. I love you all. You all, you know, it's uphill, down here, and then, hey, I might be even, but I just never know what my day gonna look like.
Right.
And so I just want you all to know that I love you. Thank you all for caring about stolen lives from around the world. This is not possible without you all. It just couldn't. It takes a village. And I'm so glad.
It would be nice if this wind let up just a little bit.
Black lives do matter. Thank you all. I love you all. I'm still in love with you. Monique, love you, girl.
Just real quick, I want to thank Kim for gave me a beautiful gift last week, and I really appreciate it. So thank you, and I'm glad I can thank you in person.
You give me every year, brother. I love you. And so many mothers and fathers like myself.
When we love you and we doing it, it's our duty to fight
for our freedom.
We're obligated to stand up and fight for Black lives because we are under attack. So either we can just
Black lives are under attack. What we do, stand up, fight back.
Stand up and fight. And I prefer to fight. Also, want to thank Toussaint Morrison. He brought this beautiful speaker out today. Just almost want to say one thing before
he left out.
A lot of times, sometimes it might be like 100 of us. Sometimes it might be 3 of us. But we're going to show up and stand up for justice anyway.
Say that.
Because we're a love movement, and we have a humanitarian mission. We might not do everything that is
Tell
always
her
popular.
every time I see her.
So a couple
I
weeks
love that
ago,
shirt
we
Kim
stood
got
up
on.
to Sunburn. And we got Fox News was talking about it's crazy. People were like, you guys shouldn't have did that. And it's trash. Blah, 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 blah. Then a couple weeks later,
and I'm like, fuck Fox
the
News.
same people who were in our inbox, the same people who were talking crazy about us was like, defund the FBI.
I noticed that. Yeah.
They were telling us we were wrong. We were wrong.
I had random people I don't know inboxing me about that shit.
Defund the FBI. But just a couple weeks ago, we were the worst people on earth because we stood up for somebody who was
because their hero Trump actually was held accountable.
The person that they're screaming about defund the FBI, he's not dead. He's living in luxury.
And he's a piece.
Clay Sundberg is dead. And you attacked us because we said it was wrong. But you spoke out over somebody who's still alive and is living in mansions, right? And then said defund the FBI. And we stood up for life. So I just want to let you guys know when MLK was out here, he wasn't always popular. John Lewis wasn't always popular.
Nope.
And it looked
Malcolm
a
X.
lot of the times. So whether there's 30 of us or 3,000 of us, we're going to stay out here in the streets and keep demanding justice when it's popular and when it's not popular. Black lives
matter. Matter.
And I just want to remind you and our youth, this is a love movement. So continue to love each other. White supremacy is teaching us to hate each other. And when we start hating each other, it's easy for us to kill each other. So
This song. Okay.
1 2 1 2.
Yeah. It's enough on that mic just to do this.
Oh, there's water, there's Gatorade. Make sure you get some. East Mississippi. East to Mississippi. The flooding down there in Mississippi is horrible. We gotta
Yeah. Got distant relatives on my black side down there. So
Hey, everyone, I just want to thank you again for coming out. And I want to say that we're in St. Paul, the city of St. Paul. The St. Paul Police Department has, that I know of, 3 wrongful death lawsuits that are active right now. And one of them is for Marcus Golden, the other is for Cordell Handy, and then there's one for Jafford Smith.
and there should be a 4th one for Justin
Keep an eye
Tigan.
on what's happening there. We will be looking for your support, because I'm telling you right now, I don't care how much money they throw my way, we are going to trial, and I am the trustee. And we are going to expose St. Paul Police. There's no amount of money in the world that could pay me for what we lost when we lost Marcus, and I know that other families feel the same way. So it's about getting justice, it's about getting truth, and tearing down a system that actively works against us.
The whole damn system is
Thank
guilty
you so
as
much.
hell.
Justice for all stolen lives. Someone want to close us out with the Asada chant? Someone want to do the Asada chant?
Hey, you could. You could, or Trey don't do it. You just fight for our freedom. It's our duty to win. We must love and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have nothing to lose but our chains. It's our duty to fight for our freedom. It's our duty to fight for our freedom. It's our duty to win. It's our duty to win. We must love and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have nothing to lose but our chains. It's our duty to fight. Louder for people in the back. We need to fight for our freedom. It's our duty to win. It's our duty to win. We must love and support one another. We must love and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have nothing to lose but our chains. All power to the people. All power to the people. The people. Yeah. And this has been a presentation here of the Streets Advocate. Y'all take care of yourself. Power to the people. I'm out.